Hi, you have tuned into the Indiana State Police Roadshow. I'm Sergeant Rich Myers, your host for the Indiana State Police Roadshow, brought to you by the Indiana State Police Alliance and Cops for Kids, a subsidiary of the Indiana State Police Alliance. We thank you for joining us today. And with me, I have Captain Rita. That's what I always call her, Captain Rita. And I'm sure people have seen her lovely face all over TV. She's a public information officer for Indianapolis Fire Department. Thank you for coming in, Rita. I appreciate you being here today.
Well, thanks for having me.
And I was at Captain Rita Wright.
Correct.
W-R-I-G-H-T?
Correct. Well, it's R-E-I-T-H, but it's pronounced left or right.
Okay. All right.
German.
Okay. All right. Good. Well, mine is too, Myers.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
Hey, look at this. Look at this, Tom. I got presents here. Tom Trial from Indiana State Police audiovisual. He's our audiovisual guy. Puts us on YouTube, and Rita brought me a nice cup in here today.
I know. So now you can drink hot chocolate all season long.
I can. That is a beautiful cup too, and I like that. And I appreciate you bringing that in for me today. And we're gonna jump right in because we got a lot of stuff we want to talk about. But first off, you guys are hiring firefighters.
We are. We just opened an application process and are taking applications from December 1st to December 13th. So
Okay.
a 2-week period in person at IFD headquarters, which is at 555 North New Jersey.
What's the basic requirements they got to have to be a firefighter?
They have to be 21 years of age.
Okay.
They have.
Is that by the time they? Ours is by the time they leave the academy.
No, they have to be 21 to apply.
Okay.
And not older than 36 by the time they're sworn in. So those of you that are 35, depending on how far into the 35th year you are, you still have time to apply. And
that's because of retirement.
Correct. That's a perf state of Indiana issue. But so you can't be 36 by the time of swearing in, and you must be 21 to apply. You must have a valid driver's license, and you must not have any felonies.
Okay. Now, is this, you say swearing in, do you swear them in before they go to the academy, or is that after they graduate the academy?
When they get into the academy, the first day of class and is the swearing in, and then you go right into class.
Okay. And the academy life, where's that at?
Well, the academy, currently the last couple of classes have been held out at the Wayne Township facility.
Right.
We have a really good partnership with them. They have a really nice training tower and a classroom facility. The classes are held out there. It's a 22-week period where they learn skills such as EMT, firefighting 1 and 2, hazardous materials, extrication. They get a full-rounded curriculum to become a firefighter and certified in a variety of things.
Now, how long is the academy?
22 weeks.
Is that a Monday through Friday, home on the weekend, or how does that work?
It is Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, home on the weekends. It is paid, so your salary starts right away. And typically, very few weekends are involved, but there are some activities that happen on the weekend. But it's 22 weeks. It's tough. You need to be mentally and physically prepared for it. So if you are interested in applying and you're not physically ready, start now. I can't emphasize that enough because once the process starts, it goes very, very quickly. The first portion after the application process will be the written exam. Mm-hmm. And that written exam, let's say we have 2,000 people apply, that written exam will eliminate half the people right off the top. Yeah. So, there will be a certain percentage that you have to score on the written exam. And from there, you go forward right into the next phase. And I think that's the oral interviews. But then from there, again, cut it down to half and it'll go right into the physical agility. So you need to be physically prepared.
And did you tell me how many positions are you taking?
We're looking for anywhere from 30 to 35 positions. That's typically the number that we hire for our classes. It's, because of the amount of hands-on training that you need and the specifics that you need for learning fire skills and EMT skills. 30 to 35 is a manageable number that is pretty effective.
Okay. And if people have questions, I saw there's a number here.
Yes, they can call 327-6041. That's our headquarters. Or they can call Captain Kevin Givens, who is our recruitment officer, at 327-6074.
And you got an email address for him also?
Absolutely. Kevin.Givens, Givens, at indy.gov.
Okay, great.
They can find more information at the website, too, if they go into the IFD website. But we have a lot of people that, despite the fact that we are hiring, that you're taking applications in person, they'll still try to do it online and get a little bit frustrated when it doesn't work. So they can get the information online, but they need to come and apply in person.
Okay, so applications in person, but you can get information online.
Yes, and don't forget to bring your driver's license. That's really important. Some people forget it, and then they have to go back. And at the end of the day, on the 13th, if you've forgotten it, you got a very short window to get back and get your driver's license.
Yeah. And again, I'm sure that, like you said, that physical part, that's going to be tough. You're going to have backpacks on. You're going to have all your equipment. So you got to be physically ready to go from the word go.
You do. And what you can research is the CPAT, which is what we do. That is our physical agility testing. It's the candidate physical agility testing. It's a nationwide standard. Typically, or most of the fire departments across the country use the CPAT test, but it is very, very strenuous. You can't be really proficient in aerobic capacity and have no muscle strength. You have to have a good combination of both. We get a lot of people that are very muscular and have a lot of strength, but they don't have any aerobic capacity. They'll never make it through. You have to have a really good balance of both.
And then they follow that CPAT. They tell you what you need to do.
Absolutely. They can give you CPAT specific exercises to start now and work with. But a lot of it, a lot of it is just getting that good combination of both. Most people aren't really familiar with firefighting or the type of equipment that you might have to encounter with firefighting until they actually get in there and touch it. So they'll have some practice sessions, but you can't start too early to physically and mentally prepare yourself on your own.
Yeah, and I know some people, when I've talked to them before, you guys, of course, wear the SCBAs a lot. There can be some people that are can't wear those.
Yeah, we get a lot of people that are claustrophobic, and they really don't realize they're claustrophobic till they get the tank on. And we can work through that. There are always ways to work through that, and you can come to the practice sessions and you can put one of those masks on your face and get a feel for what it's like. Going through this process will give you a good idea about a lot of things about yourself. Yeah. For instance, one of the requirements is that you have to do an aerial climb, which is about 108 feet in the air. So you have to climb to the top, and a lot of people find out that they're afraid of heights when they get in there. And that's one of the final phases of this whole process is that aerial climb. So, if you have those issues, make sure that when you hear about the practice sessions, make yourself available to come out and go through that, because there are people that have claustrophobia or fear of height issues. They're able to work through them in the practice sessions and successfully complete the process. So it's not a deal breaker. It's just that you may need a little bit of practice and some familiarity with the equipment. And
I find that I'm not scared of heights. It's that falling off.
That's, I know. Fortunately, that doesn't ever happen. Well, it doesn't happen very often, and it hasn't. Certainly, knock on wood, hasn't happened in my experience on the job. So, our program, we are very well trained. Yeah. And we encounter a lot of different situations, and we are very well trained, and we have one of the best training programs in the country. So, for the most part, you feel very, very secure in doing your job. But again, fires are unpredictable. Situations are unpredictable. We can't train for everything. But the basic, if you always fall back on your basics, you're going to be just fine. Yeah, it's your training, just like us and you, and you're just the crazy people running in when everybody else is running out. That's right. That's right. Well, we just want everybody not to have house fires, so that'll work.
And we're going to switch to that part. Let me, again, say thank you to the Indiana State Police Alliance for their support, and the Indiana State Police Cops for Kids, or Indiana State Police Alliance, and Cops for Kids, a subsidiary of the Indiana State Police Alliance. And again, we're talking with Captain Rita Wright from the Indianapolis Fire Department, the Public Information Officer, and I'm sure you've seen her around on the TV when we're doing interviews at house fires. And that's one of the things we want to talk about. We don't want those. And it's kind of the season coming up. Space heaters, people putting Christmas trees out. What do you want the public to know about that, Rita? Well,
this year, the cold weather hit us pretty hard relatively early. Yeah. So we've had a lot of call-outs, dispatches for investigations or for people turning on their furnaces, fireplaces, people that are trying to heat their living spaces with improperly, like let's say with an oven or a stove, something like that. So, what we really want to emphasize is, first of all, two things. One, have a working smoke detector on every level of your home. That is a basic, no exceptions to that rule. let us help you get one if you can't afford to get one.
That's available through you guys.
Yes, they are available through us. Although we don't have a one for every person in Marion County, you certainly can call the 327-6041 number and get yourself on a list to discuss how we can get that smoke detector to you and install it in your home. The new city ordinance requires that all homeowners in Marion County have a smoke detector with a 10-year lithium battery. And what that means is it's a 10-year sealed battery inside the smoke detector that can't be removed by the homeowner.
When it goes off with
when
somebody.
It goes off, correct.
Yeah.
So the smoke detectors are annoying for a purpose, for a reason. And so we want to make sure that everybody follows that new city ordinance and gets one of those smoke detectors. However, they are a little more costly, whereas, you could get one for $5 before with a removable battery. Now they cost about $25. So, and the price will go down, but for right now, $25 is a small price to pay for your family's safety. We want to make sure that everybody has one of those.
They're kind of like the seatbelts. So that's your best thing for us, push seatbelt, and that's for you guys.
Oh, absolutely.
Fire alarm, the smoke alarm. You got to have that.
You got to have it. You have to have it, and there is no amount of cost that you can attribute to the safety of your family. And I think when you can go to bed at night and feel safe that if in fact you do have a fire in your home, that you're going to have something that wakes you up, you'll sleep better at night. The second thing we want to make sure is that everybody has a family evacuation plan in place, something that has been discussed with the members of your household, whether they are kids or seniors. A lot of times we talk about kids and making sure that the kids know, but I think we forget about the older population. And unfortunately, in our city this year, we've had 18 fire deaths. Yeah. Of those fire deaths, over half, 3/4 of them have been adults. And they've been adults that were preventable fires. They were accidental. Cooking unattended food. So we want to make sure that not only are we talking to the kids, but we're talking to the adults as well, and that everybody knows 2 ways out of every room. Right. Meaning a door and a window, and that they know where the family meeting place is, so that we can account for everybody in the household.
And you got to instruct those kids, those adults, on how to open that window.
Yes.
How to get out safely, and if it's a second story, have something that they can climb down.
Sure, absolutely, and there's all kinds of things that you can practice with your family. It doesn't take very long. Simply having the conversation is the best place to start, and you can do that over the dinner table. You can do it during a commercial, but just have that conversation. It's never too late. It's never too early to start with a child. Children as young as 3 and 4 years old understand. Get out and stay out. Go to the family meeting place, wait for mommy or daddy, and they do understand that. So we just want to make sure that everybody has those 2 things in place.
And we were discussing that before we went on the air. That's a very great point you brought up. Once you're out, stay out.
There's out.
Nothing in there worth your life.
There is not anything, and that includes your pet, that includes your Game Boy, that includes family possessions. Even if it's something that is a personal prized possession, it's just not worth going back in. And we say that because once you decide to go back inside that house, you kind of get focused on what you're looking for, and you forget about the fact that the smoke is going to get to you a lot quicker than any amount of fire will. That smoke will render you unconscious within a matter of seconds, and then you become the victim as well, and we don't want that. Everything can be replaced except for a human life, and we just want to make sure that everybody gets out and stays out.
And leave the firefighting to the professionals, because you guys have got everything that you need to go in there with. You got the SCBAs, you got the protective equipment, you've got the water. We were talking about a family member trying to get around one of your fire trucks to get to the scene. What's he going to do when he gets there?
Well, exactly. And that's, we try to explain that to people. Make sure you just get out, call 911, activate that system so we're on our way, get out, stay out, and then let the firefighters come in. And that, that includes when you're, if one of your family members, if you call them and they're trying to get to the scene, it's just a bad idea to tailgate a fire apparatus or try to pass a fire apparatus as they're trying to get to the scene, because you not only endanger the firefighters trying to help you, but you may endanger yourself, and you may endanger others who are trying to pull to the right, and they're not expecting you in addition to the fire trucks coming down the street. So it's, anytime that you have fire apparatus that's running hot, you want to make sure that you just simply pull to the right and let them go past. And the family members, unfortunately, we sympathize. We know you're in a hurry to get there, and we want your family to be safe. But let us get there safely too.
Yeah. Well, again, we're out of time. This has been the Indiana State Police Roadshow. I'm Sergeant Rich Myers, Captain Rita Wright from the IFD. We thank you for being with us. We thank the State Police Alliance for being with us. Make sure you buckle up. Keep those kids buckled up. Bye-bye.